And so we've coined a name for this gentleman, and we call them Pickle Richards.
Oh, Pickle Richard. So.
Pickle Richards?
A shorter term.
What's short for?
This is Big Dink Energy, the pickleball podcast that's half insight, half nonsense, and all entertainment. If you love pickleball, don't take yourself too seriously and think a little trash talk makes the game better, welcome home. This is the place where life and pickleball intersect. We celebrate the chaos, call out the nonsense, and put the fun back in dysfunction. You're either in or you're out. And if you're still listening, you're in. So let's go. Big Dink Energy starts now.
Big Dink Energy does start right now. We're glad to have you back for another mediocre podcast with mediocre play. Well, I'll just speak for myself.
Mediocre people.
Mediocre
Right.
people playing mediocre pickleball. There's a limerick in there somewhere, I'm sure. Welcome back to Big Dink Energy. So, yeah, this is where we just get into some kitchen talk. We invite you in to sit down with us and talk about life and pickleball and all the things that come up with that. So, Steph, you had something jump.
Like, have you guys ever walked onto a court and immediately felt like you were not invited to the party?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't say a quarter.
Well, not a lot of times in pickleball, though. I mean, there's been very few in our pickleball journey, I would say.
Yeah. Well, this time, my sister and I traveling, and we went to an open play in Arkansas, and we got matched up with these two guys. Backstory is...
First of all, Arkansas.
Right. Backstory is these... Right after the open play is leagues, and it's a men's league. So the only people in the open play were men at this point because
Gotcha.
Warming up for league.
Right. They think it's their personal warm-up time, but it is technically an open play. We paid for open play. We got put on their court.
Sure.
So the guy that the guy that I was matched up with, he was so cold. He literally did not talk to me. And when it was my turn to serve, he had the ball. He literally just tossed it over at me. And then when it was his turn and I had it, he just put his hand out, give it to me.
How rude.
Yeah, so rude. And
That's ridiculous.
And then I was like, do you know the score? And he looked at me like it was a secret. It was so weird. And the guy
that's not normal. That's very.
It
sticks
was
out.
It was like he was overly doing it. But
didn't he have to pay to get into the open play too?
Well, he probably had a membership. But still.
But then why did he want to be matched up with somebody if he's just going to be a jerk?
Well, at an open play, you're not. You don't know who you're going to be matched up with.
Sure.
Him and his friend were just practicing back and forth, and we interrupted them.
Oh,
is how we were treated, pretty much.
No, he got all the gear on.
Oh, well,
definitely.
Here's the kicker.
Mr. Pickleball.
Here's the kicker. Literally, he just walked out of a merch shop at a church camp.
Oh, no.
Head to toe. I'm talking Bible verses, crosses,
no.
Philippians 4:13, head to toe, hat, shirt,
Saved
short.
by
That makes it
grace.
even worse.
Yes. So, at first I'm like, WWJD, not treat me like that.
Really?
I'm not
Yeah.
a tax collector.
Yeah.
Come on.
Your money changer in the temple.
I'm like, Jesus talked to lepers. Why can't he? I'm not even,
Your leprosy
You're
is
here to
cleared
play
up.
the same sport that he's playing.
yeah, I'm a duper one.
0.5.
So he was treating, I don't know. It was such a terrible experience.
Oh,
and the
that
guy he
sucks.
was playing with, my sister was matched up with him on his side. And she said, because afterwards we talked, she said that he was overly being nice, trying to compensate, because he even realized how
And his friend's being a jerk.
Yes.
But they were clearly friends.
they're in the same league.
Right.
So they know
they
each
gotta
other.
know each other.
But I was just thinking, if I was a brand new pickleball player, and not I'm a really great pickleball player, but wasn't my first experience. I've had some amazing experiences.
Sure, that's
so
typical.
I knew that this was just a not nice person. But if I would have been my first time, I would have been totally turned off by this guy.
Right. It would have turned you off from the sport completely.
Yeah. And
Be
so
I'm
we've
not doing
coined a name for this gentleman, and we call them Pickle Richards.
Oh, Pickle Richard. So.
Pickle Richards?
A shorter term.
What's short
that.
for Richard? I can't.
So
Things we can't say on the
Now all I
podcast.
can think of is Tommy Boy. Richard.
so the Pickle Richard was a big discussion for us because I was just so agitated. And so petty, I could play petty cake all day long.
Oh,
Right.
Lord.
So I went on their Instagram so I could try to find
What
this
did you
guy,
do?
right? And of course
Yes.
he's in, some trophy posters on the
That's not stalkerish at all.
Right. But this is why I did it. I wanted to see what he was wearing.
Still Jesus stuff.
Literally all Christian attire in every photo.
It's horrible.
I mean, he's representing.
More like a Sadducees or a
I'm
Pharisee.
just like Pharisee, right?
Yeah. Well, so that I bet you well, you know as well as I do, and you all know this. I mean, there's some parallels there to Christians just in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
I know
that's
you
people
always
that turn people away from church.
you always
Exactly.
say, you say this all the time. Sometimes you are the version of the Bible people read.
Yes.
And I truly believe that, like, how you act toward, like, there was absolutely no reason for him to treat us that way.
Yeah.
And oh, here's another thing. This college kid came up after, and he just came up and started dinking with us and just playing and laughing and da-da-da-da-da. And then I was like, yeah, that guy was a Pickle Richard. And he was like, he's not even that good. I was like, exactly. That's how it is.
You should have paid someone to go crush him.
I know. I'm like, that's exactly how it is. The people who are mid-range,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, he in his mind he's hot stuff, and then he just has to.
So, Pickle Richard, you're out there. Probably don't listen to this because you're too busy at church camp, but
Dink Dicker. Pickle Richard.
Pickle Richard.
I had to get it in there.
You
I had to
can't-
get. Can you imagine, like, if Jesus showed up on the court?
He would have been mad.
Let us know if you got a Pickle Richard out there in your life. If you come across one in the courts for the BDEpodcast.com, BDEpodcast.com, chime in. Let us know if you've had some Pickle Richards out on your court, or what do you call them? Maybe Pickle Richard isn't what we should be using.
Just the tip.
Welcome to our new segment called Just a Tip. This week's tip is net height. So I want to talk about net height real quick. The net, if you didn't know, a new pickleball player, or maybe you are an old pickleball player like me and you didn't know, the net is 34 inches at the center and 36 inches at the post. So if you're looking to get a little bit of game in there, hit it at the center of the net. You'll get that extra 2 inches. And fellas, that matters. All right, Dink or Destroy. This is something that we dink. We send it over the net where it's a thumbs up for us, or we destroy it. Not for us. Thumbs down. Do not approve. Do not like. So this week's Dink or Destroy, what do you have, Steph?
I have paddle stacking shenanigans.
Oh,
Okay.
shenanigans.
Yes.
The next one of you that says shenanigans. Super troopers.
So when you go to an open play, you're doing your paddle stacking, and people are either moving their paddles or bringing an extra paddle and putting it in the lineup while they're out playing, so that they have like
they're kind of
like
cheating
super
ahead.
seat savers,
Oh, super
or a
seat savers,
stand.
yeah.
What is it called? Like a stand-in.
Yeah, yeah.
Or people like moving the paddles so that they're playing with their friends and not just kind of like keeping with what it's supposed to be.
Gotcha.
And so,
Okay, what is paddle stacking for the uninitiated?
okay, so when you go to an open play, and some places do it different, not all of them have that, and we went to a place this past weekend that had a really good system, and I'll talk about that another time. But so the paddle stacking, you put your paddles in, and then usually, after, the 4 people play a game, when they're done, they get off the court and they put their paddles at the end, and then the next 4 people come up. So it doesn't matter who you're playing with. Everybody gets to play with everybody, and I love it. It's the most fun part of pickleball. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And so when these people are like,
So it's like the quarter stacking for the billiards table, pool table.
right, absolutely.
or
like I
video
got
game.
next.
Yeah,
right?
I got next.
The
Okay.
I got next. But they will, like if we were all playing and I was like, oh, but I really want to play, with Guy. So I'm going to take this person's paddle and I'm going to move it
Ooh.
and move mine up.
No.
I think that's a total destroy. I think the game is it's so much fun when you play with other people.
Well, then can you stack in doubles? Like, this is my partner and,
Yeah,
we're waiting.
Well, yeah, because the end of the line of the paddles, and then you put your next 2. But that doesn't mean when it comes to get the 4,
One of you might be out.
One of you
Right.
might be out, and that's okay. Like,
Or you just go to the end and you wait and see if you can get in a double.
you can do that. You can wait and to be like
Yeah.
4. Okay, we'll put it. You
Right.
can watch it, but once you put it up there, either take
It's
it off
there.
and leave, or
yeah.
but don't move paddles around.
No,
I don't.
No, I
that's
agree
gotta
with
be
that.
taboo. That's
I
got to
would
be
be
taboo.
really upset if somebody moved mine.
And if
I
you
had
want
wait.
to play with certain people, then maybe go to an open play that has a ton of courts, and then that availability is there, or rent a court and play with that person.
right?
Yeah.
But I just get really agitated. It's like open play is supposed to be that fun open time. You meet new people.
It's kind of rolling the dice. You may play with your partner, you may not.
Yeah, but what an awesome way to just meet new people. And we have learned so much
Yeah.
from playing with other people. They'll help
That's
you, they'll
definitely
train you,
true.
they'll give you tips. I mean, you just play with the same person over and over. I mean,
Except for
I don't
Pickle
like
Richard.
pickleball monogamy.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, I don't like it. I think if you're at open play, that's the time to do it. Now, if you rent a court and you're out there with your partner and you're training for a tournament or something like that, great. You've rented that court. But you're at open play, it's like open
It's
skate.
fair game.
It's open skate.
Open skate.
Everybody gets their
Yes.
chance.
That's what I love about open
Couple
play.
skate is coming.
Yes.
Just wait.
I love it so much. And my sister and I were talking. I was like, it's just like the skating rink. I love it so
I'm
much.
all out of love.
You just
So
you
lost
stop.
without you.
you show up and you just so much fun. We played with 32 different people. I mean,
That's
it's
awesome.
Oh, that is
awesome.
fun.
So obviously you are a destroy on moving paddles.
Absolutely.
Paddle princess.
I would say destroy too. I feel like it's cheating. You know, like everybody else is waiting their turn. Why can't you sit there and wait your turn in line? You don't get to move it and make somebody else get bumped.
Yeah,
That's not right.
I think when you go up there for paddle stacking, everybody should know the rules, right? It's
Oh, they
just
know.
a general rule.
They
Don't
know.
touch another person's paddle. I'm telling you, I'm coming at you if you touch my paddle. I mean, I'm not that great, but don't be touching my paddle. I got it set just the way I want
Yeah,
it.
definitely destroy for me.
Yep, destroy.
I'm going to be a destroy as well, and I may destroy you if you start touching my paddle. So I want to go back to your guy that was dressed in holier than thou gear. I got to talk about the Pickle Hood, the picklehood.com. Listen, it's great. You went to the PTA meeting. It's awesome that you were at the church picnic in 2007, but you're a mediocre semi-pro adjacent pickleball player now, so look like it. That's where our friends at the Pickle Hood come in. The picklehood.com. Pickle Hood makes merch that actually looks good, like I play on purpose good, and it's run by real people that actually play pickleball. They get the culture. Their designs and gear are made for people who love the game and have standards. Why not? Stop looking like a PTA fundraiser. Go to thepicklehood.com. Use code BigDinkEnergy20 and get 20% off. That's BigDinkEnergy20 and get 20% off at thepicklehood.com because no one should be losing points and style at the same time. Sisterhood, brotherhood, Picklehood.
It's time for Pickle Pals.
All right, this is the part of the podcast where we talk to the players and the locations around the nation surrounding pickleball, and I'm happy to be here with Roger Caneda. For you all that don't know, I mean, obviously go find him on Instagram, find him on his Facebook as well. Roger is, wow, he's way beyond me. I'm a mediocre player. You all know that from listening to the podcast. Roger's a pro, and he's already sponsored, and he just won a tournament. We're going to get into all that. So, Roger, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Not a pro, but definitely working my way in the next few years to get there for sure. I'll give a quick background on myself. My name is Roger Caneda. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. I'm a Hispanic, Latin American with immigrant parents. Worked my way playing sports since I was 4 years old. Started with soccer, baseball, then led to my passion, which is basketball. I played basketball throughout my whole life and still do. I'm obviously not at a pro level, but at the level that I can at the highest. When I moved to Phoenix about 9-10 months ago, I was going to Lifetime and going to the basketball courts and playing, and they were empty.
Yeah.
But the courts next to me were not empty. And guess what the courts next to me were?
Got to be pickleball.
It was pickleball. So when I moved here, I was always going to play basketball, and I only got to play at night. We had games at like 6, 7, but during the day, when I would go work out and then go hoop, no one was there, but everyone was playing pickleball. So I ended up just going and picking up a racket and just playing. And about 2 days later, I was addicted. I was playing every single day for about 2 months straight. I left Lifetime and I moved on to the pickleball space, which is an indoor facility local to me. And that's where I started playing very competitively, right? Where we started playing more doubles, singles, started playing with more high-level players. And that's where I started entering tournaments. That's where I found Dynam. Funny enough, I actually got sponsored by Dynam my first 3 months of playing pickleball.
Wow.
So it's a good story because I think it shows people that you don't have to be a pro. You don't have to be playing at the highest level, but you have to be passionate, right? And I'm surely passionate about this. And to give a little more context, my background is working in esports for 10 years. That's professional video games, right? I've been working with gamers who've been being paid to play games for a very long time. So kind of similar to pickleball, where Pickleball wasn't taken seriously at first. Esports was in that same realm until the money started flowing in and people started seeing that this was a real industry, right? So, working in competitive gaming and working with sponsors like Red Bull, working in the NBA with Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks, and seeing these people invest into esports and getting to work with them directly, I've had this thing with emerging industries. I caught esports very early on. And then I caught the Pokemon sports card industry early on as well, where I was just telling you I owned the card shop and collectible shop in Miami, Florida, where I was selling collectibles of sports figures, celebrities, Pokemon cards, sports cards, comic books. We're selling this on live streams. We're selling this locally. We were building that business. But then I caught, other, emerging industries like the NFTs and cryptocurrencies, and I caught that rise. So I've always seen these industries early, and I've always loved them and been passionate about them. But I've known about pickleball since 2019.
Wow.
And I actually started playing it in 2019, but I only played it once or twice and never picked it up again. A good friend of mine, Freddie Crespo, bless his heart, he's been in my ear about this game for 4 years and telling me this is the future. You should pay attention. Sure enough, in 2021, this game blew up where it's at a whole different level. So when I went to Lifetime and I started playing pickleball, I wanted to meet more people. I just moved to Phoenix. I found this sport that was challenging. And as a competitor, that really interested me. So when I joined pickleball space and I saw this whole world of competitors that were also my age, because no disrespect to Lifetime, most of the people there were a lot older. When I got to the pickleball
people.
space and I was playing 14, 15-year-olds, but then 20, 30-year-olds, that really opened my eyes. So I've played now 14 to 15 tournaments. I've medaled in about 10 out of the 15. I have 5 gold medals, 4 bronze, 5 silvers. So I've done pretty good. And now playing at between 4-0 and 5-0 moving forward. So I feel like I've competed decently, but obviously that's at a lower level. Now I'm taking it to the next level. Didom has been huge supporters of that, supporting me with gear and so forth. So, I'm excited to continue that journey.
Wow, that's awesome. You're crushing it. What a trajectory you've been on. Obviously your culture, first and foremost. I mean, you would think soccer is it, right? You got to do soccer, and soccer's just going to be your lifetime. But you're talking the same thing that we've been talking a while, which is pickleball is going to be an Olympic sport. Whether it's in the next 2 years or 4 years, it's going to be there. I know that. Colleges are now they're getting out of the Harry Potter Quidditch, and they're getting into pickleball. They're adding pickleball courts. The sky's the limit still for pickleball, and you're riding it just like we are. Now, when you start talking duper scores, I thought duper was something I had wrong with my belly, that it was coming over my pants or something like that. So I'm a very mediocre player, but I just love the sport. And you brought up Pickleball Space. We talked to John on one of our podcasts as well from Pickleball Space, just a great organization over there in Arizona. I got to ask you, from coming from the gaming world, what's one power up that you would bring into pickleball if you were going to have a power up moment within pickleball?
One power up from the gaming side is just the edge, the competitive edge. A lot of people in the pickleball side mentally aren't there, and they break down in games. And I think the vocalization and that competitive side in gaming is very loud and very competitive. And you're starting to see it more. You're starting to see a lot more players in the pro level talk a lot louder. And you want that. You want that drama. You want if you want mass adoption, you need to bring those storylines. You need to bring the drama, not just from a pro level, though, from the amateur side to the semi-pro side, because obviously you have all these levels of pickleball. It will be bigger than tennis. It's more accessible than any sport right now in the world. Tell me a sport where you could go pick up something, walk to a court right now, and go find some people to play with like that and that are friendly. Not many.
No, that's the community side of it. When I first heard the term pickleball and saw what it was, I thought, okay, old people, right? They're not quite good enough for tennis. But then when I started playing it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this transcends all the generations. It brings everybody together in a large community. I don't really care what age you are. People know who John McEnroe is, and they know Annie Roderick from tennis. And that's because those guys trash talked on the court. They brought the game to a real personal level where people are like leaning into it, and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to hear more of that. I want to hear John McEnroe yell at the ref. I want to hear John McEnroe, talk to his competitor across the net. And so, yeah, you're bringing that up. And one of the things, because you talk about Miami, and I really think this is kind of the next level when you talk about esports too. You look at the show Ballers. Ballers started out with, with The Rock. They started out with football, and then where'd they go? They went to the eSpace market right after that. And that's what they transitioned to because it's multi-million dollars there. And I think pickleball, you see people like Tom Brady owning teams now.
No,
Pickleball,
not just that. Tennis pros are already investing into
Yeah.
pickleball facilities, pickleball teams. Pickleball is 100% a
Yep,
threat to
yep.
tennis, and you should be worried. And I don't mean that maliciously at all, because I love the game of what tennis has brought. And I'm not a tennis player, but I love the culture tennis has brought to the world and has how many people has brought together. Because everyone knows who Roger Federer is. Everyone knows, the greats in tennis, and remembers the great matches. Even if you were not a tennis player, it was on your TV during those times.
That's right.
So it's tough to be disrespectful to tennis. But tennis can't be disrespectful to pickleball, because you start burning a bridge that you won't be able to walk over. And that's the reality. I mean, there's a big tennis facility here in Mesa, and they've already taken most of their tennis courts and transitioned them into pickleball courts.
Sure.
There's just more people showing up to play pickleball.
Yeah, and it's kind of a lower barrier to entry too. I don't have to feel like I'm an athlete, because pickleball is a great equalizer. You hear the comments from Serena Williams. I couldn't play a man again tennis. He would just whoop me, 6-0, 6-0 right away. But in pickleball, man, I can get crushed by a girl on the other side of the net. It's a great equalizer. It doesn't matter what age you are.
You often do get crushed by me.
I get crushed by girls all the time for sure.
Hey, listen, we all do. I'm happy to admit I've lost to people of all ages, right?
Yes.
And it's okay in that. And especially as you learn this game. But I will say is that, some people need to start playing singles and then tell me how hard pickleball is, because singles, I'll tell you this, people are like, pickleball is a very small court. There's no question. No one's arguing that pickleball is a smaller court. But when you play that game by yourself, that court's a lot bigger than you think.
Hard.
Right?
I choose skinny singles.
Skinny singles, yeah.
Yeah, I love singles. So I'm a full-time singles player. Like doubles, obviously, I'll always play. But the last 3 months now, I've been full singles, practicing singles, grinding singles, drilling for singles. I am obsessed with singles pickleball right now. I think it's so fun. I think it's so challenging. The concept of thinking of where your shot needs to go.
Yeah. It is the great transcender. Sure, everybody can smash the ball, but then there's the finesse, right? Just like, man, I'm going to dink it right over the net, drop it into the kitchen. They're not even expecting that, especially when they see the high shot. They're thinking, okay, I'm just going to crush it. But you got to have that strategy already going into it. And man, everybody can get that. You talk about tennis. I would think tennis would be like, okay, we're the big brother. Pickleball can feed into us and we can feed into pickleball. But look at badminton. A lot of times now you're seeing badminton courts complementing pickleball courts. So I think that's a great compliment there. That's no different than having a pickleball court that has a beer garden right there attached to it. I think.
Yeah,
and we're seeing a ton of money dumped into it too. I saw you had the connection to Mark Cuban with the Mavs that you had going on there. I bet you like people like Mark Cuban, if they're not already in it somewhere in the background, they're jumping into it.
Yeah, so I got to, like I mentioned, I got to work directly with Mark in 2017, 2018 season for the Mavs. It was one of Dirk's last year.
Yeah.
I was actually building Mark Cuban, his gaming division, which is called Mavs Gaming.
Right.
Take-Two Interactive, which if you don't know, Take-Two is a gaming studio. They make the game called NBA 2K.
Yep.
So NBA 2K was releasing their first ever virtual NBA league with 20 NBA teams.
Wow.
The Mavs were one of them. They ended up hiring me to run it. I was blessed to work with Mark and Mark Cuban Company, which is his investment side business. He ended up giving me $2 million to build a 10,000 square foot esports gaming facility in Dallas, Texas. So I ended up building a physical esports facility in Dallas.
Right.
People like Mark are definitely open-minded to pickleball. I can't speak for him or no, because I haven't spoken recently about pickleball. But, I could say that if he was willing to invest $2 million into an esports facility, I'm sure he's willing to look into the pickleball market that's definitely booming right now.
Yeah, for sure. So from the e-gaming market, what do you bring into the pickleball world? You kind of touched on that a little bit.
Yeah. So for me, a big part of my background in the gaming sector that I still do today is, we host a lot of gaming events, live events. So I kind of want to take that same model to the pickleball world. So one is live events, hosting live events, not just tournaments, but actual meetups and, engaging, interactive things, but not just physically, but online. There's a lot of online resources that could bring people together when they're not on the court. So I'm building a product that could kind of bring everyone together and bridge them. But I'm definitely going to bring my experience and my network. I work with a lot of celebrities and athletes too in my agency side. So, getting them more involved in activities and, different things that pickleball are doing. I work with some big pickleball agencies that are very involved in the space. So, we're talking about getting different influencers, different types of events. These are things that we're talking about and things we're definitely looking into do either this year or at least going into next year.
Awesome. So one question I got to get out that our listeners are going to want to know, what's your walk-on song? You got a walk-on song for coming on the court?
Oh, walk-on song. That's funny, man. I don't think I'm at that level, but if I had to do one, it would probably be Eminem, Lose Yourself. So
love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. So Roger, how can people find you? How can they connect with you? What's all your socials that people need to know?
Yeah, man. So it's kind of how you found me as well. Roger Pickleball on Instagram is one of my main places. I also have a Facebook page, Roger Pickleball as well. But I do think, and I'm going to say this now, and it's where I have my biggest following and I'm the most active. It's x.com, Twitter. There's some pros that already use it. Roger Caneda, which is my first and last name, ROGERCANEDA. I'm very active on there. I have a huge following on there with a huge community that I owned and that I continue to build with. We're one of the biggest gaming communities in the space right now. We have over 20,000 active gamers that are competing and playing daily in my servers. I'm building communities. I'm working with individuals. I'm helping creators and influencers grow. And I'm looking to do the same thing in pickleball.
Awesome. I hope you come back on. Hit us up when you've got that and you're ready to announce it. So everybody out there, please make sure you go hit up Roger, the pickleball baller. Roger's everywhere. Roger's sponsored. Roger's winning tournaments left and right. Thank you so much for being on the Big Dink Energy podcast. And I know we're going to hear from you again with some big things in the pickleball world.
Definitely. Thank you for your time and having me on this platform. It's an honor. And we'll talk soon, guys.
Awesome, brother. Thank you.
News you can use.
Steph, you got something right off the bat. I know.
Well, I think I saw this on TikTok, and I can't remember exactly who it was. I'd love to shout them out, but they put a bunch of stuff on one side, like clothes and memberships and gift cards, and they spread it all out on the court.
What?
I'm not quite sure how it works.
Hard to play that way, I bet.
Well, hold on, let me finish. I'm not quite sure how it works. Now, I know me as a serial entrepreneur, how I would run it. I would charge people $5 and you get 3 chances to win. So you get like the ball and then you hit it over the net. And if it hits that thing, then you get
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I was thinking, how cool is this? And they may do it for like a fundraiser. I just saw like a clip of it. So it didn't say like what it was, but I would charge for it and make some money. And I would use it like the pickle hood. They could totally give like 3 or 4 shirts. They're cute hats. They have that pony club stuff that they have is just amazing. So if I had a court, that's what I would do. I'd put, have my sponsors give me that, put some free memberships out there, monthly memberships, cup, mug, hats, and then you charge $5 and be like, you get 3 chances and you get to hit it. And I mean, you only win once, but I thought that was such a cool thing. It was like like a fun, I don't know if you did it like at an open
that is
play,
fun,
or
especially for a fundraiser,
like a fundraiser,
yeah,
or just something to do at your like.
Oh, you could do like a like a tic-tac-toe with it too.
Yeah, kind of like your cow patty thing.
Oh, cow patty bingo.
Cow patty bingo.
Chicken bingo.
Dink bingo or something. I don't know.
Well, it is a fun way to get the community involved too, because you could get like other businesses
to donate,
to come in and donate their different swag and things like that, and then you can get everybody to come in together.
And make a fun game out of it.
Right. And especially people who don't know anything about pickleball would get the opportunity to kind of be in the environment and see what's going on.
I love things that, are like community and like games and things like that. So I just thought that was really neat. And if you're a club out there, like you should totally do it.
Yeah. Take my tic-tac-toe idea. Make sure you shout us out. So I also had a piece of news you can use. And it is something that everybody uses. And it's something I don't even know why we have commercials for, but there are commercials for toilet paper. Like, who's not using this stuff, right?
We talked about that the other day. I'm like, why are you telling me we need this?
Oh, I didn't even know that existed. Now I don't have to wash my pants every day.
Oh my God.
Anyhow, toilet paper has a shelf life. Did y'all know that?
I had no idea.
Yes.
What?
So yeah, for all you toilet paper hoarders out there, like my mom, if you're listening, I know you still have some in your closet. So according to Consumer Reports, a study done by them, toilet paper expires, kinda. After 2 to 3 years, it loses softness and strength. Now, Softness, you can go, but strength, I'm going to need you to stay.
Right? So does it just like crumble in your
I just
hands?
feel like, is it dry?
It
Because
just starts to lose
if
just a
your
little
toilet
bit of
paper
it.
is expiring, then it's drier than your DMs probably.
Oh, look at you there. Yeah. So if you are still hoarding toilet paper for whatever reason, the pandemic is gone. So stop it. And don't try to sell it on Marketplace, especially if it's 2 to 3 years old, because I'm catching you on that. I'm not paying full price
No.
for 2 to 3 year old toilet paper now.
But I mean, do you also think it's kind of like, I mean, you're not going to take your chances on chicken, but would you take your chances if it's like, oh, this is a day over expired? I don't see you throwing it out. Shoot, I have medicine that's expired.
Right.
Yeah. No, I always look at the expiration date of my toilet paper. You know.
But does it
I
even
take it
have an
seriously.
expiration date on it? I've never looked
I
at a
don't- yeah,
package to
I don't
see if
think
it
it's-
has an expiration
Is it
date.
expiration date or is it shelf life?
Well, I don't
Or maybe
know.
it has
Look,
like a-
listen, this
the
is just
date it was
news you can
produced.
use. Either you can use it or you can't, okay? Double up. If it's 2 to 3 years
I'm
old,
using it to
Well, now I need to
double
know
up.
the details
the strength is
before I
gone.
could use it.
The strength is gone. Double up.
Okay.
Okay, but if that chili went bad and you still ate it, you're going to need
You're going to need
you're
extra
going to
toilet
need
paper.
the toilet paper to be
Yeah.
at the right.
I would just go out in the backyard and bring a hose. If you had expired chili,
Oh
don't
my
trust
gosh.
your 2 to 3 year old
Hose
toilet
them
paper
off,
for
folks.
that job.
Spread them.
That's it for this episode. Unless you've got something to say, think we got it wrong, have a better take, we want to hear it. Find us at bdepodcast.com or at BDE Podcast on the socials. Drop us a message. We might just feature you in the next episode. If you had a good time, well, samesies. If not, maybe try again. We grow on people. So you know the deal. Follow the show, tell a friend, and leave us a review. Or just pretend this never happened. Until next time, keep the dink soft and the energy big.